Okay, we are back and we are going to, so we're starting and I'm going to show you now how to, the way I like to work. So I'm going to load my selection and I had some changes. So I'm not going to go with two. I found some remnants that need to be removed. So I did a new selection, saved it, and now we have a clean selection. So here I am. I have my selection for my shoe. What we're going to do is pretty simple. We're going to go to Path, Make Work Path, and what I want to show you is what happens when you do a 1 tolerance, a 1 pixel tolerance. To me, if you look at this, and I don't know if you've ever seen a path, this is a lot of points. I mean, it does a fantastic job, but that's a lot of points. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo this, and I'm going to go and zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole shoe. I'm going to go to Path, Make Work Path, but this time I'm going to change the tolerance to 5. Let's see what happens. Okay, and at this point we're going to have a few more points, but it still will do a fine job, and you can see that it does a fine job. There's much less point, much more manageable, because now I can actually edit a little bit, and most likely this would be what I'm looking for. I usually go from usually at 10, but I think I'm going to keep this at 5 and go from there. So at this point I have my work path, which I'm basically going to say, let's save the work path. I'm going to call path 1 or Nike and go from there. So I have my path and I can fix it. So to fix it, I'm going to use the direct selection tool. The shortcut is A, and you have two options, a white arrow or a black arrow. The black arrow is going to move the whole entire path, which you don't want that. So I'm going to undo, and I'm going to go with the direct selection tool. It is sometimes gets to move the whole thing like it did this time. So you undo again, and just tap away from it, tap again, and now you should be fine. Okay? Now that you have your path, we find the right tolerance, you can start fine-tuning. Usually the first step is the harder step, is to make your path. But once you've done the path, which I think took a few minutes, since you can just basically edit your path and you're good to go. Okay? So you click on a point and just now fine-tune your path. This will give you a much cleaner result. Just fine-tune it, and then once you got this, which I think at this point we're pretty good. I mean, this is actually pretty good considering. And at this point, all you have to do is say, okay, well, listen, I got my path, make a selection. So we're going to make a selection from the path. I usually like 0.5 radius on the feathering. So it's a little soft. If it needs to be super sharp at the edge, I'll go with 0. But usually I prefer, for this kind of stuff, 0. So you can see already I'm having some issue, like especially right here. But everything else, so I'm going to deselect and I'm just going to go back and edit a little more. I don't want to spend too much time because it's more like for you to see and then just do it yourself, then watch me do it forever. I'm going to make a selection now again. I know it's 0.5, and let me just tap away from the path. And I'm losing this a little bit. I'm losing a little bit of this. So let me just go back with a pen, deselect, and then just start fine-tuning. Yeah. And I think that's fine. At this point, if I go select and mask, you're going to find a really nice selection. I'm just going to click and go and say OK. The only difference is a 0.3 feather and 13%. We'll put this image on a red background and see what it looks like. And actually, that worked out really nice. The sole looks good. You can see there's some artifacts from your selection. This looks pretty good, but this actually looks better. All this looks a little better. So again, I didn't spend too much time. As I said, I wanted you to get the idea and then go and practice. You can see there's some artifact. None of these are major. I can just go and with a brush fix this little item. But basically that's it. At this point I have my red background. I could change that to a blue in case my or any color. Let's go with a blue like this and make sure I see it. And that gives me an idea. The client may say, we want this to be on blue, and you can see on blue it looks actually better than it looked on the red. So hopefully that helped.